Oh my gosh, I'm here at the epicenter of temporary insanity.
You mess with somebody's mama. You don't do that. You in my world now.
Been extremely sick the last few days.
I'm done. Shut up, us.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're getting into the tell-all. Kinda. They did something really weird with this episode. Like, the first half was like finishing off the season, and then the second half was a tell-all. I'm just gonna go ahead and talk about the tell-all portion because I figure we're gonna end up talking about it anyway when it comes up in the tell-all. So first things first, Gabe is starting off strong and letting us know what his opinion is on everyone.
Chris, you're my favorite.
Now, he may share the opinion of most of us when it comes to Chris. One thing he does not share our opinion with is Osama. At least majority of us anyway, I think.
I'm a fan of Osama.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Boo!
And of course, Danielle completely misses the point on why most of us don't like her.
I think people are surprised that I'm willing to say to this beautiful man, like, I'm not going to stand for you. Like, I think people just think I should cook and clean for him because he's hot.
No, it's because you demean and belittle him any chance you get.
You're a crazy evil bitch.
But that does not mean that I think what he did in the last couple episodes was okay, which we'll talk about that when they talk about him and her. And surprise, surprise, Chris has been violently ill, apparently, again.
I have been extremely sick the last few days.
What if I pretend to be desperately ill with food poisoning?
Gabe does not believe one word out of her mouth, and I am loving it.
she's like, oh, I'm sick. I'm my neck, my back, my everything. I'm like,
Sure you have.
And of course, Miss Debbie is here and has to make an entrance.
Oh my gosh, I'm here at the epicenter of temporary insanity. Let me hurry to it.
You'll fit right in.
Is it really temporary though, Miss Debbie? Is it?
It's permanent. Absolutely permanent.
And you know, sometimes Miss Debbie's emotional, and I can't help it. And I might say some unkind things.
Please do.
You know, Angela thinks she's the queen of 90 Days, but come on. Debbie's the big blonde southern queen that we all wanted. At least in comparison to Angela anyway. I would take Miss Debbie over Angela any day. So they actually start off the tell-all with Miss Debbie and Osama. And Sean asks his version of why they broke up. And according to him, they broke up because she wasn't willing to not live in Morocco. And again, he's saying that that wasn't their plan from the beginning.
I don't know if she's been smoking something or what's going on.
And Johan actually says that because Debbie is able to help him, that she should help him get a green card to the U.S. And Danielle actually says something that I agree with for once.
Es un pobre muchacho quiere salir adelante.
We're not nonprofits. He's a user. Like, what is that?
Now, Debbie does admit how early on she did talk about it, but it was more of how impossible it would be for him to come to the United States. She didn't think with their age difference that it would even be possible to get approved for a K-1 visa anyway. So Sean asks Osama if he ever loved Debbie.
Yeah, I loved her. But now I don't love her.
Did you, though?
He's saying he doesn't love her anymore, but Debbie reveals that he has been texting and calling her like a lot. Like creepy amount of texts and calls that she's been ignoring. And Osama doesn't deny that he's been trying to contact her, but when he's questioned why he's been trying to contact her so much, he has an interesting answer for it.
Just, to explain to her that, like, we have to end this, and, like, there is no more future for us.
That's an interesting way of putting. That makes sense.
I don't think he's doing it because he's like so in love with her that he misses her. I think he really does like Debbie because it's kind of hard not to like Debbie, but I think he just realized that he messed up his chance to go to the US. Someone in the comments on my last video said they think that he wanted her to hate it being there, and that's what he was hoping for, and so it would kind of naturally happen of her being like, oh, let's go to the United States, which I think is a pretty good point.
Who makes phone calls to tell somebody it's over when they're not taking your calls?
Me, Osama.
Even Rishi is calling bullshit on that you can't just one day decide you just don't love somebody.
And unfortunately, she find a robot over there in Morocco.
And then they bring out Julian.
Boy, let me tell you something. You are so full of... You mess with somebody's mama. You don't do that. You're in my world now.
Am I the only one who thought this was kind of, I don't know, ick? Just the way he came out there all southern and threatening, like, we're gonna meet at Chicken Rock at high noon and we're gonna duel this out.
Pretty soon, no one will believe you even existed.
Now, that's not saying that I don't totally appreciate the fact that he has his mom's back no matter what.
You're lucky my mom even gave you a second of her life.
So I do appreciate that. But I don't know, just something about the way he came out like this was just cringy. Now, Julian does reveal that not only was he texting and calling her a lot, but he texted her 60 times within a span of 2 hours. And he was telling her that he loved her and all of that, which is funny because he just told us that he doesn't love her anymore. Now, of course, Sean asks him if that's true.
I can't remember.
He's lying. The whole time I was back there, he was lying.
I plead the fifth.
And then the subject of their physical attraction for each other, specifically Oussama's, Sean asked him if he was attracted to her, and he asked Debbie to tell them about the night in Casablanca.
I'm listening.
And yes, he tried to get amorous with me.
Wait, tried to get amorous?
Amorous?
I said a bang, bang, bangity bang. I said a bang, bang, bangity bang.
Bang, bang, bang,
Bang, bang, bangity bang. I said a bang, bang, bangity bang.
Bang, bang, bang,
Bang, bang, bang, bang, bang, bang, bang.
Barry White time.
Yes.
He wanted to try to get Barry White time with you, right?
Yeah. He tried to get some Barry White time.
So Oussama was DTF at least once in their relationship. I mean, I guess that's a point in his favor. I guess. And despite that one point, Debbie does reveal that she has sent him now over the course of, 3 years of talking to him, probably $3,000 or $4,000, which she said she didn't mind because he needed it for like food or groceries or things like that. And she didn't mind helping him.
Get a job.
No, I will not get a job because I'm a poet and I will die for my dream.
Just because you're starving doesn't make you an artist.
And Gabe gave him the idea to start selling his paintings to tourists over there because, tourists love buying that kind of stuff. And he says no, they wouldn't understand his art.
I'm selling something valuable for me, selling to people who understand my art.
For the poor. It stands for you because you are not obnoxious and you can understand this kind of things. They will understand me.
In the last video, I was questioning, how much in reality he is, because he seemed to think that once he came to the US, he would just be able to get into an art studio and make a lot of money, which is just not how it works at all. But the fact is that he was like, Debbie understands me. Someone in the comments kind of pointed that out, that Debbie's probably been hyping him up a lot and gives him a lot of praise and says that he could probably make money with his paintings. So that kind of goes to show me that's probably what's been happening. And the thing is, who knows? Like, he could make money with his paintings and be one of the more higher end artists, whatever. I don't really understand a lot of that, to be 100% honest. Some of it is just really stupid looking at it when I see, people that I know personally who do stuff way better. But, in the end, art is in the eye of the beholder. So who am I to judge?
Judge away.
Judge, judge, judge.
So they end it with asking Debbie if there's anything Oussama could do to rekindle their relationship, and she said he would have to move a mountain. to do that, and he could start by buying her a plane ticket.
You know, he could start by sending me an airline ticket.
No, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Cut the cord.
So even though that door isn't totally closed, there's just a little crack. There's just a little crack there. She's not totally over it, I don't think. But when Sean asks Osama if he's willing to do that, he says no. But we shall see. And then there's a sweet moment between Debbie and Julian backstage.
Oh, Julian, thank you for being here. Give Mama a hug.
I love you, Mom.
Oh, that was so hard for me.
I know.
And just them talking and everything, and it was a very sweet moment between those two, and I kind of wish they had shown more moments like that during the season, especially because the bit we saw of him in the beginning was just him not in his best light. So I wish they had shown more of this.
This is between you and me and the fence post.
What?
I guess that makes us the fence post in this situation, huh?
Didn't you think Jen was kind of cute and nice? Do you think she kind of was like batting her eyes at you a little bit?
Nice work, Cupid.
I don't think I disagree with Debbie. I think they actually might make a cute couple. Who knows? This could be like, I don't know, a cute little thing. Okay, so now they move on to Nicole and Mahmoud. So a couple interesting things. One, Nicole is in studio. So she's not over there in Egypt with him. And she is dressed not the way we know he would like her to be dressed.
Oh, the way Nicole is dressed today.
Even if this bothers me, it is not a change. She looks amazing.
Like your fucking teeth.
Yeah, I think he hates the way she's dressed, but because a bunch of people are there and the cameras, he's trying to be on his best behavior. And the reason she is in studio is because she is back living in LA. She wanted to come here because she did apply for his spousal visa, so she wanted to come here beforehand so she could get an apartment and a job and just be set up and ready for when he gets stateside, which is very reasonable in my opinion, because I don't know how the spousal visa works. If I don't know if when he gets here he can immediately start working, but even so, he sells carpets over there. It's probably going to take a long time for him to find a job.
Mahmoud, would that make you uncomfortable if she is making all the money?
She is my wife. Like, even if I don't like that, we are one, not two person.
I don't believe you.
So the topic of her converting to Muslim came up on if she really understood what she was converting to, and she admits that she basically didn't, and there was a lot she didn't know, and she just jumped headfirst. And Mahmoud says that he was fine if she decided not to convert, that was about her, but if they have children, they will be Muslim. And that's where things get pretty heated.
What happens if your child doesn't want to be Muslim?
Of course they will be. I will teach them how to be.
In other words, back the heaven off.
And then Gabe asked him if he has a daughter, will he force her to wear the hijab?
We not force anybody to do anything.
But then why do you force her to change the way she dresses?
Gaby is not letting up on him, and I love it. Gabe has really just been a delight this tell-all, between his comments and his facial expressions. I don't know, it's just been hilarious for me.
Are you going to make your child stay true to this faith you are now?
From that lack of response, I don't think she actually wants to raise any possible children they may have Muslim, or she's just still super torn on it. So with all this talk of how whether they would be forcing their children into this religion, Sean poses this question.
If this were a Jewish couple saying that their kids would be Jewish, this was a Christian couple saying that their kids would be Christian.
Gabe chimes in and says he doesn't think religion should be forced onto a child, and obviously that would include any religion. But I don't think that this is an entirely fair question to ask in this circumstance, being that we've had other Muslim couples on this show, Bilal and Shida, for instance, and it was a big, pretty much their only storyline was her wanting to have a kid, you know, him not wanting to, but it was never once questioned on whether the child would be raised Muslim or not. And I really think that is because they were unanimous. Both of them were Muslim. Both of them were happy in their decision and with their religion. And in this circumstance, it's not. But yeah, Nicole is still struggling with her decision and still doesn't even fully understand this religion and the rules. So I do think it's fair to question if they have children, how are they going to be raised? And is Nicole comfortable with her children being raised this way? But with Gabe continuously pushing Mahmoud, he ends up snapping.
He's challenged, he walks away.
Gabe definitely isn't wrong in that last bit. Every time he gets frustrated, he walks away. Gabe really did push all of his buttons. I understand why he did it. I think a lot of it comes from worry for Nicole because she is in an oppressive environment right now. Even though she did put herself there without doing any proper research before she went there and understood what she was getting into. But you could also put that on him for kind of love bombing her a bit. But when she got there and actually started living the life, it was very different from what she thought it was going to be. And I think this was really on both of their parts. But he can be controlling. And even his brother during the season was getting on to him about the way he was acting. Anyway, guys, that is the end of the first part of the tell-all. Thank you for sticking it out, especially if you made it all the way till the end. This is a long one, I know. So, but anyway, I will be back with the next part, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.
In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.